Onye kwuru ka a na-eme ọgbata obi ihe kwuru ka a na-eme ọya ọwụ na m ihe bụ ụwa agụ chụpụsịrị ndị zoo polisi na checkpoint na Biafra land.
Mmadụ ga-eme ya. O nwere ka ị ga-esi tigide ụmụazị ihe ofe ụbọchị ha kwụrụ kwechiri ọhịa anyị na-eme anyị nụcha ọgụ a anywhere afụrụ ihe yiri ndị Biafra mgbe Usman Dan Fodio buru agha nke ya wee bata wee gbugide ndị ugwu wee gbuchie ha wee were ana ha sọnsọ that story ahụ akụkọ ahụ bụ ihe a na-akọrọ anyị akọgide aka ka Usman Dan Fodio si wee gbuchie ndị ugwu o wee bụzi ya datina onye sizi n'ugwu Awụsa wee pụta maa gị ụra n'ala Igbo isisi agbakwana ejekwana dị ọgụ na ọ na-agbakwa daga maka ọrụ ihe a kọrọ anyị ndị a were egwu Igbo onye Awụsa maa gị ụra ịgbachi ya nkịtị maka na ịma na ọ ga-ama gị daga mana ọ macha gị daga ahụ nwe ihe ị ga-eme ndị a wee were ụjọ wee jide anyị wee na-dagbuo onye ugwu mee gị ihe ịgbachi nkịtị ị na-edi ya mana onye nwanne gị bụ onye Igbo mee gị ihe o wee Biafra mee gị ihe isi ka egbuo ya nkịta nke echi maka na ịma na ọ naghị ama daga aga m agwa unu na daga anyị kịta abụrụzi against ndị Igbo daga anyị kịta bụ against ndị ahụ bịara ube anyị igbu anyị wotu Usman Dan Fodio style a ga-ama ha ivu eva n'ụwa niile a daga niile ha malụ n'ugwu Awụsa anyị ga-amakarịa ha nwasef ebe a ka anyị nọ amachazi ya ewerezi onwe ya will now begin to idozi ana anyị dozie ana Igbo dozie ana Biafra ọ dịla anyị mma maka na ihe anyị na-achọ ka ọ dị onye ọbụla na mma ka ihe niile a na-eme na-aga aga onye nwere isi ọgụgụ ọ gụọ onye nwere isi eji alụpụta ihe o mee ya na-alụ ya na-afọ ya na ya na-eme kọmpetishọn n'ọhịa ọhịa na-eme ka ụwa dị mma onye ọbụla na-egoli ndewonu otu unu kwenu kedu ihe a na-akpọ ya sef
otu nnọkọ ezinụlọ kwenu
otu nnọkọ ezinụlọ kwenu Biafra kwezuonu asị egwu na alụmịtọ
nna m lee iji ya ọgbata obi iji ya odogwu nwoke ọ ga-adịrị gị na mma nna m ọgbata obi daalụ a sị na onye na-eme asị na onye
ụbọchị taa ụbọchị gị ọbata obi ụmụ Igbo ya echiwe gị ọzọ today ikwete na ọ na-eme
ọbata obi daalụ nna m a sị na onye na-eme ka m si eme ka m na-akpọ ọyịm ọma nke
you might Raffle Biafran Republic Government in Exile present a fantastic raffle game. Biafran Freedom Raffle BFR is a raffle sales in support of Biafran Freedom, which will be drawn and prizes given at the declaration of the independent states of Biafra in Finland between November 29 to December 10, 2024. BFR is for everyone amazing. Raffle prize is $20. Total winning prize $10,000. First prize $5,000. Second prize $3,000. Third prize $2,000. For more information and to participate, click https://www.biafrarepublicgov.org/raffle. BFR is for 2 months only. Hurry up and buy raffle sales for Biafra Freedom today. Buy for your children and grandchildren. Buy for your relatives, friends. Do your part now, because when we give all our needed support, God crowns us with Biafra we long for. Good luck and happy win. Raffle. Every day, we need a friend that you go kick up your man. Say make a window to them. You win, you win, you win. You win, you win.
The Texas Liaison USA is welcoming our Obataobi, His Excellency Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, to the United States of America, USA, for a town hall meeting. Therefore, we're inviting all wonderful people of Biafra, friends of Biafrans, well-wishers, and all lovers of freedom to this great event. Yeehaw! We move!
For Biafra, Raffle Draw, BFR, Raffle Jingle. My people, follow who no road. His Excellency Simon Ekpa Njoku, na him they carry us enter Biafra. He they play the show. No be lie, the good guy, Prime Minister of the Republic Government, in exile, went there for Obodo Yibo, Finland. With him government, na him they do the wonder. Say make you join, follow up, he go sweet you for body. Freedom today, better for you and your pikin them. I dey tell you, he can still bring Obonge raffle draw with big money when you go win. I dey tell you, no be lie. Starting from on the 29th of November, go reach December 3rd. Now this thing they happen 2024. And make I shock you, the money, it makes sense well. $20 and total winning prize $10,000. First prize $5,000. Third prize $2,000. BFR. No sit down, no sit, because sit down look na dog name. They want from here gather money to build Biafra where you they cry for sins. You go also win too. No play.
All right, welcome back, and let's let you into the conversation. We have, well, first off, we have our guest joining us today. We have joining us right now. We have Barrister Darlington Agumo, a political analyst, the VOP in-house analyst, and Opeluwa Taiwo, Director, African Bridge Initiative. Good morning to you, gentlemen.
Good morning, Moses.
Morning, Moses.
All right, then. So let's get into the conversation proper now. Sunday Adeyemo, known as Sunday Igboho, has submitted a petition to the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Keir Starmer, seeking support for the creation of a Yoruba nation. Now, this petition, delivered on behalf of Professor Adebanji Akintoye, leader of the Yoruba Nation movement, called for the UK's intervention in the agitation for a separate state for the Yoruba people. Well, accompanied by key figures from the Yoruba Nation movement, Igboho presented the petition at 10 Downing Street, signaling a continued push for the independence of the Yoruba people. Now, this move highlights the ongoing struggle for self-determination by ethnic groups within Nigeria, with Sunday Igboho and Akintoye at the forefront of the cause for Yoruba Nation. Well, in response, this news was over the weekend, actually. But in response to that, the Nigerian government has dismissed the petition as misleading, with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs clarifying that the UK government did not endorse the call for a Yoruba nation. The British High Commissioner in Abuja confirmed that while petitions can be submitted to 10 Downing Street, they are not necessarily supported by the government, which typically refrains from involving itself into domestic matters of other nations. Meanwhile, in the southeast, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, have warned Governor Chukwuma Soludo of Anambra State against intimidating residents who voluntarily observe the sit-at-home protest to demand the release of IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu. Well, IPOB emphasized that the protest is a peaceful act of self-sacrifice, rooted in the deep frustration with the continued detention of Kanu and the failure of Southeast governors to press for his release. And we know that the seat at home has caused a lot of monies have been lost in the Southeast region due to the seat at home. Well, let's come to our guest now. Welcome once again, gentlemen. I'm going to start off with Barrister Darlington. Barrister, are you ready for me this morning?
Why not?
Always ready. Well, Barrister, now, when this information came out that a petition was sent to 10 Downing Street for the support for the call for Yoruba nation, you know, we came out here and we talked about it. But now, what do you make of this revelation, this stance of the Nigerian state, and the fact that, yes, the position of the UK also in this, that yes, you can send a petition, but it means nothing truly. What do you make of it?
Moses, the way the federal government of Nigeria treated that matter with levity is suspect.
You think ignoring it is treating it with levity?
The federal government treated the submission of that petition for secession. They treated it with levity. It's a serious issue. They should have handled it the same way they handled that of Nnamdi Kanu, who is calling for a referendum and self-determination. Because the two issues are not far apart from each other. It's all about leaving Nigeria. So why would they treat it with levity? As if it does not matter. Meanwhile, ordinary folks here who protested against bad governance and was flying a Russian flag, they were charged with treasonable felony.
Yeah, but it's not the same thing.
The moment you have had anything to do with a foreign government against your own government, you're a fifth columnist. You should be treated as an enemy of the state. It's as simple as that. You have forgotten that Sunday Igboho has a charge on his head. He has not even come to exonerate himself from that charge. He has not. He's still a wanted person in Nigeria. The federal government of Nigeria under Buhari has charged him for treasonable felony because he declared a war on Nigerian states. Arms were, cache of arms were found in his house. He read the secessionist address before the press, where he produced all the symbols of state authority. Symbols of state like flag, anthem, what's it called? Their currency, Fadaka, and the rest of them before the press. So such a person going as far as that, and you are treating it with levy, just dismiss it. Now tell me, what is the difference between what he has done and what you are charging him the kind for? What's the difference? So you can see, it's all about different laws for different folks in Nigeria. I know that if somebody from the south had done that, they should have invaded his village and arrested everybody there.
Well, Simon Ekpa is doing worse than that. But,
hold on. I am saying the way they are treating that of the southeast. I'm sure by now somebody would have invaded the southwest now and surrounded the place with arms and whatever. The same way they have done in the southeast. In fact, they should have invaded the southwest now because they want to secede from Nigeria. What's the difference? Is it not the same thing?
Okay. All right then. Okwaluwa, your thoughts on this, really?
All right. As a nation, Nigeria, we have different people within the different ethnic groups that feel being marginalized and out of the system. All right, so we're talking about more than 500 languages, more than 300 ethnic groups. And some are known to be more vocal or more popular in terms of figures, right? When we say politics is all about what? Figures. And as a nation of about 230 million people, if any part of the ethnic group is ready to form a nation, the question is, what do you need to form a nation? What are the figures you need? Do you have the number of residents or the number of people that can put up the referendum? And if you have the number, how are they willing to pest or to push for that new nation? And are you ready to follow the due process? We saw what happened to Sudan and other parts of the country, where other parts of the world, and we're having different nations within a nation. And it led to so many war and famine in the land.
All right, so let's talk about this Yoruba nation agitation. We seem to have divergent opinions here. As a Yoruba man, from your interactions with, other Nigerians, what would you say is the position of majority of those from the Yoruba extraction on wanting to leave Nigeria or wanting to remain in Nigeria? Let's not forget that one from a prominent family, Onitiri, Dupe Onitiri, former Abiola's widow, one time, I think sometime this year, read out, some sort of riot act canvassing for Yoruba nation, even though the family has come out to say they are not in support of it. But you do know that she was a wife of the statesman.
All right, so I'm happy that you took it from that angle, and you also said clearly that the family rejected or refuted that claim.
But that could be a political statement.
Now, well, what we say is that Sunday Adeyemo has been pushing for a new nation from a nation, that is the Yoruba nation. And the question is, all the Yorubas, are we all in support of what he's saying? And are we part of all the process? The answer is no.
Just
you now, as a
pay
person,
attention to the
Yoruba man,
Afwanja, how he's going to
let's
respond.
leave the whole Yoruba nation. What is your stand on that agitation from Sunday Igboho? Is it speaking your mind?
Sunday Adeyemo is speaking his own mind. It's not speaking the mind of all Yorubas.
So does it mean that when the Yoruba nation, maybe for instance, is finally being granted, you would distance yourself from that cause?
You said if it is being finally approved, who will approve it? Is the UK government that will approve it? You cannot wake up one day and say because you are popular, you are going to the 10 Downing Street to present a petition. Is UK in charge of Nigeria? If you are ready, there are processes to take in all of this.
But
if you have gotten the number,
if
if you have gotten the number of figure that you want, are you ready to go to the United Nations?
My colleague asked the question. It's a personal one. You, Mr. Okweoluwa Taiwo, are you in support of the Yoruba nation?
I am in support of Nigeria. I'm not in support of any other nation.
Okay.
That is
Mr. Okweoluwa, in your opening statement, you said something about numbers, about politics being about numbers and the fact that people should follow due process. And one of the due processes here is conducting a referendum. I want to understand, what is the relationship between numbers and referendum? Don't we have a referendum in our constitution because we don't have enough numbers to conduct a referendum, or what? I want you to link, what you said between population and referendum as a way, to follow due process.
When you have the Constitution of 1999, it was not the people that sat to give that Constitution. It was the military leaders. Now, assuming you have all the communities, all the ethnic groups coming together to put up a Constitution, you can see that the figure is there. Can you compare the figure of all the ethnic groups coming together to form a Constitution and just a military giving the Constitution? Are they the same? The question is not the same. They are not the same. Number one, the figure is not the same. Number two, the representative are not the same. So, and that is why if you have it's not the same. And that you're operating it does not mean that it should continue.
We have National Assembly that represents us. We all went to the polls and elected people in the House of Representatives, and we elected people to represent us in the Senate. If we were very mindful of the fact that we didn't have the numbers to create this constitution, why do we always roll out during elections to go and vote in people to represent us? I want you to create a nexus between population and referendum.
Now, if you are looking for election and if you are looking for referendum, you understand that Nigerian constitution as of today is faulty. It is not the people that sat together as a people to bring up that constitution. So if the number of the people, that is the ethnic groups, are not together, so that means the figure is not correlating. So that means you cannot tell me that you're having a constitution in 1999 as a result of referendum. So you can say that something is wrong with the figure. But something is also wrong with the ethnic groups coming together.
So when the economy falters, it's because it is the military that gave us a constitution that we operate in. Because we don't have the numbers to run a proper constitution given to us by ourselves.
Now, the same economy that is faulty, why is it faulty? It's because it's also the same few that is marginalizing the majority. And all of us are shouting that the economy is bad. Okay, the economy will continue to bad as long as the people are not involved in the economic process and policies.
So we should stop blaming the president.
You should stop blaming the president.
And blame the
I have said that before. Blame the people, not the president.
No, we don't blame the people. We blame the constitution.
All right, let's bring in John Akerele, who is...
Now you see the mentality of Anafonja. In order to defend his brother, he is telling you, do not blame the president, blame the people. And this is one of the evil of the zoo, why we must get out of it. They are very good at blaming the oppressed. The people that have been oppressed are the ones they blame. Why they exalt the oppressor and they clap for the oppressor. Continue to listen to this program. You will see the evil of the zoo. We don't want to, anybody that is anchoring any debate on Nigeria is wasting his time. When you see them gather here and they are talking, every single thing they are talking, when they argue and talk, you will see the stupidity in their argument. They'll end up wasting their whole time on their conventional media and they will make no point. None of them is offering solution. You are going to experience divisiveness in the zoo firsthand in this program. Watch closely. Just continue to pay attention and watch. You will see how divided the zoo is. You will see why it will never work. This man that is blaming the people, when you listen to him properly as time goes on, you understand. that Nigeria can never ever work. The Afonja, we continue to see the Biafrans as a threat. And the Biafrans cannot continue to explain and beg for the rest of their life. We are done with that. For those who are making debate, they should continue. As for us, we are already on our way out. I want you to follow this very debate closely. You will understand the evil of the zoo and the mindset of the Afonja.
A journalist and the public affairs analyst into this conversation. He is in Japan and is joining us virtually. Good morning, John Akerele.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, good to have you. You've been following the conversation so far, and I want to get your take on this issue as regards Mr. Sunday Igboho's letter or petition to the UK Prime Minister and the response we're getting today. What do you really make of that?
Thank you very much, and good morning to all of our viewers all over the globe. Good morning to my also senior colleagues, panelists in the studio, particularly Moses. Please, let's look at this issue of Sunday Igboho with, a double lens. There is a message underneath that agitation. And what is that message? You cannot tell me that everybody is mad in the country. Those who are agitating for Igbo nation, they are mad. Those agitating for Yoruba nation are mad. Do you also know that there are some people also agitating for new creation of states? These are indicators that there are some common factors common to all of these people who are agitators. And what is that thing? Is that they do not feel inclusive in how the government is being run. They feel that the quota, the sharing formula of the country does not favor their own region in their own plight. They feel marginalized. They feel neglected. They feel underdeveloped. And that's why they are saying, if they have their own control of their own states, of their own region, they can better manage their own resources rather than contributing us to the general platform and then getting few. That being said, Nigeria is a sovereign state on its own. And so UK does not have that effort to say, Yoruba nation, have your Yoruba nation. However, there's something called diplomatic ties and bilateral trade between Nigeria and the United Kingdom that we have shared over decades. And so that can also be an avenue where they are exploring in terms of not going through a non-violent approach of having a Yoruba nation. And I think that's what Sunday Igboho is doing, not going by the violent approach of having the Yoruba nation. That being said, the question that we should ask is, why is it that the same response that has been melted to other agitators has not been melted to Sunday Igboho? That takes us to the issue of equality. One stone takes all, not different stone for different people. Then and then can we be said that we are a people, a country of equal values, equal consequences for the same action. Don't forget also that some time ago, Sunday Igboho was arrested in Benin Republic. In the case of Nnamdi Kanu, who said he wanted his own IPOB nation, we saw how the government responded to him. And so what Barrister is saying to you in the studio is that let us see that the punishment or the response is the same all across board, irrespective of your ethnicity, irrespective of your geographical location, irrespective of the part of the country you're coming from. As far as we are saying this is one Nigeria, then we must also have equal responses for actions. However, the underlying factor is that the people are not happy. And that is why you keep hearing of different agitations coming from different quarters. Now, will this agitation die? The answer is no. The only thing that can solve this agitation, because if this generation go, the next generation that will come will still continue this agitation. Mark my words. And don't forget that the internet never forgets. And so what the government of the day should be doing
our own will stop in this generation. We are not handing over to another generation. The generation that we are in Biafra land, we end the bullshit. For us, there is no other generation that is going to come. We are not handing over to any generation. It is going to end in our time. After this era, after this generation, no other generation of Biafra will come and speak about fighting for freedom. Never, ever. It will not happen. In this new dimension, under the command of the Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, we are not going back. Biafra will definitely come. Get that straight. Anybody that is watching this program from any part of the world, any tribe you are, the Biafrans are out already. It will end in this generation.
Coming to Mr. Okpe's issue now, that the constitution we have was handed over to us by the military. For God's sake, this is over 60 years of that. Are you still blaming that constitution?
Exactly. Over 60 years, they are still blaming constitution. You got it right. Over 60 years, they are talking about constitution, and none of them is ready. There is no readiness to do anything. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. And we are no longer interested. Let them continue to give their excuse. We have a solution, and the solution is Biafra. We are going home.
Have we not had successive governments over the past 60 years? So are you telling me that those successive governments do not know that the constitution is a problem for us? Are you saying that there are not members of the House of Rep, the National Assembly, who have been in that chamber for 24 years? Are you saying that they do not know that constitutional amendment is paramount? And these are the questions we should be asking.
All right,
because
Mr. John.
Indeed
Mr. John, you know, when you were talking, you said something about how some people are being, treated with kid glove when they are agitating, and others are being, faced with a high road. Are you now also saying something that happened to be in line with what Mr. Akintoye, Professor Akintoye said? He said that the federal government is more like having an interest in Sunday Igboho. Maybe he has something he's not letting out. Given the fact that he has been accusing the federal government during the time of Brutai of trying to bribe Sunday Igboho from saying more so that he will stay out of the agitation by Yoruba movement.
Well, what I'm saying is, if there is a law and there are consequences for that law, if you have breached the law, face the consequences. The law is, that's why if you go to the courtroom, you always see that their emblem, that is blindfolded. It does not know you. And so if you have you have gone against that law, you should face the consequences, because the law does not know either you are Nnamdi Kanu or Sunday Igboho. What the law knows is that you have broken the law, and you should face the consequences.
So why do you think some people are still in detention and others are moving freely in this country? We have not just Sunday, but we also have Shawore also who push for a movement. And just like Moses Riley says, we have the Onitire who also read out her own cessation plan or act this year, and yet no arrests have been made and no one is saying anything about that.
My dear, the same thing you are saying, that's the same reason some fraudsters will give to you. Ask them, why are you into fraud? They say to you, what about our senators who are representing us? Are they not bigger fraudsters? When they give you money for your constituency projects we cannot see. The money we cannot see. Which one is a bigger fraudster? Is it him that is just doing petty fraud? Or so we have to look at the way we have degraded ourselves as a people. We have come down to that level where we have lost morals and values, that we can now start talking about this one is a big thief, this one is a small thief. Oh, this one offense is so big, this one offense is so small. Offense is offense. Stealing is stealing. Be you a governor or a president or a senator. And until we get to that point where people are punished and are shown as scapegoats. See, growing up for me as a young boy in the state of Lagos, how do we learn to behave ourselves? When somebody steals and the person is flogged publicly, you send a signal to other people who might be thinking in their head or have it in their mind that they want to steal. That is not what we should do, because if you do it, you will be flogged publicly. Now, the fear of being flogged publicly stops some people from stealing. Until now, they never stole. But in a case where people steal and then you give them bigger appointments, you give them a bodyguard and agbada. What you are saying to the other ones is go and steal, nothing will happen. Good. And so the same thing, a country that has no consequences for actions, anything goes. And that's why we are at this point where we are. All right. But my call out to the president of the nation is to look at these issues. Leave Sunday go, but look at the underlying factors. What are the causes? Why are there several agitations? What can this administration do to ameliorate these agitations? One, for me, is that constitutional review. Once we have a referendum where everybody comes together, sit down and formulate our own constitution by the people, then you'll see that agitations will go down drastically and we'll start addressing all of the issues according to their region, which take us back to regional system of government. Good. And with that, some of our issues will be solved.
All right, good. John, thanks for your thoughts. Please stay with us. We'll come back to you. Let's bring you to the studio now. Barrister Darlington Agomor, I want to ask, do you think that Igboho is serious with what he's doing, or is he merely playing to the gallery? I say that in the light of the fact that, I mean, before Tinubu made on the scene as president, the West was complaining, you know, that they had been shortchanged and Buhari did this, that he was nepotistic and all of that. And now the president is a Yoruba man. Just last week, we heard Aremu Shegu Oshoba say that Nigerians should support President Tinubu, have patience with him because he is a Yoruba man, and that he is also going to do another 4-year term after this one. And now we have Sunday Igboho come out to say, oh, we want the Yoruba nation to leave. Do you think that he's sincere? Because presently it is the Yoruba nation that has benefited in this presidency more than any other in terms of appointment. The North is even kicking. So do you think that Igboho is sincere or is merely playing to the gallery?
Thank you, Mr. Okoro. You see, the greatest problem of we in the South here is that we don't even know that we are being manipulated by some people who want to hold us in bondage. The Southwest and the Southeast are being manipulated in this country called Nigeria. They will use the Yoruba man against the Igbo man.
Who does that?
Some people from the North. Okay. Let me give you the history now. Remember that after June 12th, obviously, the Southwest suffered more in the hands of both Babangida and Abacha. They suffered more. And that was why they could come up. Most of their leaders are not that. You know what happened. Now, within that period, when they now brought out, what's it called now? We are going back to a civilian administration. Abdul Salami now said that the AD, which was representing the Southwest then, will not contest that election because they were not prepared. Of course, they were coming out from June 12th agitation. No structure, nothing. And so, a Yoruba leader, Abraham Adesanya, now told Abu Salam that if the Yoruba did not take part in this election, that they will pull out of Nigeria. Listen very well. At that time, the North knew that they are already losing grip of Nigeria. Remember, there have been the problem. There have been the problem of this country in all ramifications. They don't want things to move forward. They don't want this country to develop. They're always holding on to power as if it's their birthright. I was all over the media telling the Southwest, this is the time for us to come to the table and tell the North, let us rearrange this thing so that nobody will be a slave in Nigeria. Unfortunately, nobody listened. They went to bring out Obasanjo, who would do the business they wanted him to do for them. And he now took over. He was not holding it in trust for the North. Didn't you see what happened? When Obasanjo left, and gradually they took over power. And now, whenever you want to agitate for equal rights in Nigeria, you see how the North will deploy all the military force against you.
But Barrister Darlington, the Northerners are they the ones conducting all the elections? Because we've been voting in Nigeria.
I am coming.
That is how we select our leaders.
I am coming. My dear, don't go too far. When this thing was going on, some of us knew, and we are saying it. the Southern leaders here, why not come together? Because every time you be hearing Northern leaders, 19 states of the North holding meeting on what to do and what not to do. You in the here, have you ever seen the Igbo man and the Yoruba man coming together to say, okay, let us stop this insult on us?
So
that it is our children that will inherit it.
How
Remember, they used the Southwest, and now the Southwest have taken over, holding it in trust for the North. Immediately, Tinubu stepped down. Now, I'm sure the North will take over. They will now continue with what they are doing with the Southeast. My dear, if we come together, not like the North, when it comes to political power, do you know that this thing would have, all these agitations here will stop? Because they know what they are doing.
On my question, is Sunday Igboho being sincere, or is it playing to the
I want to get there. I want to go there.
Okay.
When Sunday Igboho started Nigeria, remember it was under Buhari's regime. Remember?
Yes.
Good. And the North wanted the Southwest. They needed the Southwest, the support of the Southwest in whatever they are doing here. And so when Sunday Igboho started agitating, it's not as if they don't know what to do with him. Because they needed the support of the South. Remember, Tinubu was already preparing to go to Abuja. And so they were not too keen in trying to use for the same force they are using in Southeast. So they wanted the Southwest as a link, or as a stepping stone to keep the people of the South down. And they succeeded. So when they chased Sunday Igboho into the Republic of Benin, they said, okay, fine, at least there will be peace now. And now they continue what they are doing. If the Southwest were serious, Mr. Okoro, remember that each time that case come up in the Republic of Benin, the entire Yoruba de la Cream, the entire Yoruba leadership will go to Republic of Benin to give him moral support until eventually Tinubu got into power. Of course, the rest is history. Mention any of their boys now that is in detention and make major agitators. They are not serious, because if they are serious, my brother, this thing would have happened long ago. When we started this in 1967, if the Southwest has supported us, my brother, we will not be here today. And the North make sure they did not have. That's why they used the Southwest against the Igbos. That Biafra we are talking about in 1967. Look, is that not what we are talking about today? The Aburi Accord, who truncated it? It was the permanent secretary from the Southwest who truncated it. When Gowon came back with Aburi Accord, Manowa, Asiodu, and all of them, they told the Gowon, don't do this, don't sign it. No, this Igbo man, he has used the person to manipulate you. Don't sign that thing, no. They made the Gowon not to sign that Aburi Accord. And you know the rest of the story. That was one thing that would have saved Nigeria from civil war. They truncated it. All because of what? The North was manipulating them. Can you see it? So, in time we want to move forward, they will look for somebody they will use to make sure it does not happen. So, this is that's what the boy is doing there. The Southwest says, one way or the other. You see somebody say yes. It's not as if they are not serious. If they are serious, Mr. Okoro, you will see the reaction. The same way they came out against June 12th. The same way they came out in 2012 against Jonathan. They would have done the same thing. But because a Yoruba man is in Asorock today, I cannot take them serious.
All right.
They are just playing to the gallery.
All right, Barrister.
I'm giving you instances here where they would have taken effort, made serious effort to stop the hegemony of the North against the South here.
Those are your thoughts, and we value your contribution on the program. Let me come back to Opeoluwa now. With everything going on, doesn't this spell...
You see, this man made some important points. The points he's making are good. They are very strong points, but we have passed this. We are no longer begging anybody to come into alliance with us. We are no longer looking upon anybody. We are not seeking for any restructuring, any regionalism, any presidency. What we are pursuing now is complete independence of Biafra, and we have gotten it. Freedom is not in Nigeria. Freedom is not in Nigeria. It is in the diaspora. And from diaspora, we are going to bring Biafra. That is why the lobby group are working hard today in DC The lobbying group are working hard in the DC. Everything he's saying, talking about the civil war, that if they have supported us, today we don't need support of everybody, or every man to himself, to your tent, O Israel. If you want to fight for yourself, good. If you don't want to fight for your region, it is up to you. We are no longer begging anybody to be on our side or help. We are not seeking for such help, not local, not international. What we are doing is following the procedure of freedom, doing the right thing, pursuing our freedom, being committed to it. Our concern is genuine Biafrans, wherever you are from the old southeastern region. Wake up. The time is now. There is no more time. Let us continue to listen to them and hear what they have to say.
Doesn't this speak to the fragility of the Nigerian state, where we have regions, groups of individuals calling for secession continually? Shouldn't something be done? We don't see this happen in places like America, where you have, a culmination of different people, different groups of people, basically one can say America is made up of different countries because of how large different states are in the United States of America. We don't see this call for separation, secession. Don't you think there's a larger problem here?
All right. So for Nigeria, we're having like three major issues. Number
now
one,
listen to the point of the Afonja. You are going to see how he's going to respond.
We're having what do you call it? We have a resource allocation issue. All right. And number three, we're also having what we call fundamental behavioral pattern issues. All right. That is our cultural values.
Call it tribal issues.
All right. So if number one, we're having a constitutional issue, the question is, are we ready, are the leaders ready to bring the people together? Now, each time we have a conversation around that it is a Igbo man that is Asorock, or it's a Yoruba man that is Asorock, I'm always, for me, I always smile and look at whoever is having that conversation, as that the person is actually deceiving, either the person is deceiving himself or is deceiving the citizens.
When you hear him talk, this same thing he is talking here is what he is doing. This man that is seated here, what he just said now is what he is doing. Every time I have said in several of my broadcasts that in Nigeria, what they always seek for, either a Yoruba president, Hausa president, Igbo president, Ijaw president, it is about ethnic presidency. You can never have a Nigerian president. It is a dream that will never happen because the people are not the same. These are different countries forced to stay together. The ideology, the value system is not the same. There is nothing you can do on the planet Earth to make them have a Nigerian president. And as the time goes on, you are going to see this man bringing his true color to speak, and you will understand where he stands. Because these people are very cunning. This is a true Afonja. Just like the Ifa Jonas we have in Biafra land. Listen to him, you will understand that Zoo can never ever be one.
Because in this same country, we have Ayim Pius Ayim as Senate President. What was done for Nigeria? In this same country, we have Ikwe Ekeremadu as Deputy Senate President.
Now you see him. He is now dragging his own discussion, focusing on the people from the southeastern region who has run affairs in that country. Forgetting that these people, we are not in the power to do something, to make things happen. He has forgotten that these people are sponsored, guided, and put in power by the system itself, and they can't do shit. He has forgotten that. But because of his hatred, he has changed his line of thought, and he began to accuse. Listen to him carefully. You will understand where this idiot is coming from.
Behavioral pattern issues. All right, that is our cultural values.
Call it tribal issues.
All right. So, if, number one, we're having a constitutional issue, the question is, are we ready, are the leaders ready to bring the people together? Now, each time we have a conversation around that it is a Igbo man that is Asorock, or it's a Yoruba man that is Asorock, for me, I always smile and look at whoever is having that conversation, as that the person is actually deceiving, either the person is deceiving himself or is deceiving the citizens. Because in this same country, we have Pius Ayin as Senate President. What was done for Nigeria? In this same country, we have Ikwe Ekeremadu as Deputy Senate President. For years, nothing tangible in the East. In this same country, we have Okadigbo as the Senate President. Nothing tangible as development in the East. Now, we are all blaming Yoruba man. In this same country, we have a Yoruba man who was in president in terms of Olusegun Obasanjo, who refused to develop his own region, even his own state. And we are still blaming the Yoruba man. When are we going to move out of this, our shackles of ethnic bigotry and conversations? The man in Asorock, corruption, nepotism, all of this has no ethnic color. A corrupt Yoruba man will be a corrupt Hausa man. Now, the question is, when we talk about the circumstances around our values, around the resources, like John Akredi said earlier on, agitation is as a result of what? Resources. Resources, resources. Now, how do we move away from there? For us to move away from that resources, we must say balance the equation of the Constitution. So you can see that everything still points towards Constitution. Everything does not point towards the Yoruba man or the Igbo man who is Asorock. Like Dele Farotimi said, if you bring 4 Obama to lead Nigeria in next 8 years, it will fail fantastically.
That is why you must end Nigeria. You end it. It is not just talking that rubbish.
We are running.
Mr. Bolowa, some people will
it's not about the Igbo man that is Asorock. The problem of Nigeria as of today is not the North. It's not the North. If you care to listen,
now you
it is the people who are ready to be manipulated that will manipulate.
Listen
if you're ready today to unite and say that
now
I am fighting for Nigeria, as of today, we should be talking about regional government, not cessation, not IPOB, not Yoruba nation. If truly we are sincere, so whoever is fighting for Yoruba nation, for IPOB nation, is not sincere with Nigeria. The real sincerity should be about regional government, so that when you come to my region, I will undo my resources.
Look at them.
Whatever I have, I contribute to the central. Are you getting me now? Once we do that, everybody will develop, even development will come to different regions. And at that level, regional government will help to strengthening the central.
Mr. Bolowa,
then we can have what?
Mr. Bolowa, thank you so much.
Indigenous development, not ethnic development.
Just to be very clear, please, I'm not sure anybody here has blamed the Yoruba man. I'm not sure anybody.
No, he will just bring that tribal sentiment in order to make
and when you say that,
no, people are blaming Yoruba man.
When you say that,
when you can't disclose that, people are blaming Yoruba man.
We just asked the question. Nobody blamed the Yoruba man.
People are blaming Yoruba man.
On this studio, in this studio?
I don't know whether it's this studio.
Exactly so. You see, when you talk about the Constitution, when you talk about whether it's a Yoruba man that is in office and people are blaming him on that, you will recall, or do you recall that between 1999 and 2007, when Olusegun Obasanjo was the president of this country, there was no agitation. Even if there was, it wasn't intense.
There was agitation.
It wasn't as intense as it is now, because the man clearly redistributed resources equally among all the ethnic nationalities. It was even Obasanjo that convened a national conference in 2005, ahead of his exit in 2007. Yar'Adua made on the scene. There was no agitation except that in the Niger Delta, that the state itself had criminalized the people. And when they were granted amnesty, the country moved on. Jonathan came. Was there any agitation except the issue of Boko Haram and insecurity? And suddenly, a certain man made on the scene, and everything went down. And you still blame the Constitution? Now, my question is this. Do you, in all honesty, think that our problem is the Constitution, or is it a problem of leadership?
Our problem is the Constitution. Now, when we talk about leadership, how did leader get to the position?
I just told you, Obasanjo was president for 8 years. Now, Yar'Adua was president and Jonathan for 6 years. And there was peace in the land, so to say, peace.
You said there was peace. Maybe you had peace in your house as a then.
Because we didn't see the
kind of process. There was agitation in Niger Delta.
You see how they look stupid. When you discuss Nigeria, you become stupid. Even when you're trying to be smart, you become stupid. Whenever you come and you discuss Nigeria, how Nigeria will be better, you will look like an idiotic person. Before you can discuss Nigeria, you have to throw your brain away. You remove your brain and think like an animal. That is why we call that place a zoo. And for you to function in the zoo, you take off your brain as a human being and discuss like animal. When you look at their points they are throwing out, these are people that doesn't have nothing to offer. Only hatred, bigotry is what you see. In all of them from A to Z, they have nothing to offer. They talk and talk and talk and there is no solution. Even the reason why this idiot is calling the name of Obasanjo, today, sometimes they blame Obasanjo because Obasanjo gave some Biafrans right in his government to participate and operate. Because Biafrans were part of his government. Biafrans played a major role in his government. That is why they hate him today, up to the extent of calling him an Igbo man. Even though he's one of the person who committed genocide in our land. The zoo can never be better. The more you look at the zoo, the more you continue to pay attention to the zoo, the more you look stupid. Listen to them.
Obasanjo has to level up some community.
What happened?
And there was supposed to be genocide in that time. Are you aware?
What happened? Do you agree to the fact that
you aware that there was
people killed soldiers in OD? People killed soldiers. Do you approve of that?
And what did the soldiers do?
That was why Obasanjo commanded the military to take charge of it.
But that was an agitation. It was an agitation.
It was the militancy.
But you said there was peace in Obasanjo.
Mr. Oluwa, hold it. Let me tell you. There was agitation in the Niger Delta because of militancy. The state had clearly criminalized the Niger Delta people. And when Yaradua came, what did he do? He granted them amnesty and everything quietened down.
But there was agitation.
Didn't I say that? I said it wasn't as intense as it is.
No.
That everybody
you are coloring black to be blue. There was a serious agitation.
My question is this.
There was serious agitation.
Do you think that is the problem of leadership or that of the constitution? Because Obasanjo operated the same constitution Yaradua did and Jonathan did.
You are Okoro. If you and Barrister Darlington enter Asorock today with the kind of constitution we are operating, you will fail fantastically. That's what I'm saying.
Mr. Aboluwa, a whole lot of people.
Did Obasanjo succeed?
Mr. Aboluwa,
did he succeed?
Obasanjo succeeded.
He did not succeed.
Obasanjo succeeded.
He did not succeed.
Obasanjo left the economy.
A man that did not develop his region, you're saying that he succeeded.
Mr. Aboluwa, some people are now saying.
You saw what Buhari did to Napa region.
Mr. Aboluwa,
he developed his region.
Mr. Aboluwa,
Obasanjo did not develop his own region. He said he succeeded. He said he succeeded. I'm surprised you're having this conversation.
The northern region that is still posting figures of the poorest of the poor.
Mr. Aboluwa, now the question is this: since you have just pointed out,
where's the railway line that Obasanjo did in Southwest?
Mr. Aboluwa, since you have just pointed out a whole lot of things, now you made mention of how some people have been there from a particular time to this point in time. You made mention of people who are Senate presidents, and you also remember that you have Senate presidents also from other parts of this country. But I was surprised that I didn't make mention of a Nigerian or Southeastern an Igbo man who is a president.
Exactly.
When you're making this thing. And this is where some people are actually hinging on when they make their own. Because they said, why, since you have tried all these people and it didn't work out, why not let the people who have been clamoring, who have been talking more about this, get to that position? Why is it difficult?
No.
Let us give it a fair trial so that they will now say they have tried and they failed. They will now know it is a case of the whole constitution, just like you're pointing out.
Now, as a people, we must understand that we have not been sincere and fair to ourselves, both at the national level and also at the regional level. There's nothing stopping somebody like Reuters from representing you in the last government.
Just imagine
the same set of Easterners can go against Reuters. There was nothing stopping somebody like Soludo of becoming the president of Nigeria.
I want everybody, every Biafran to pay attention to this. This was the man who was talking since. Now you are going to see the true color of a real Afonja. Pay close attention to everything this man is going to say from here going forward. You are going to see the true color of Afonja. Why every Biafran must tighten up his belt to exit the zoo. There is no point having debate with these idiots. The only solution is to move out of the contraption. I want you to pay attention. Now you are going to see the true color of an Afonja as he speaks. Listen carefully to everything he's going to say going forward.
People, and it didn't work out. Why not let the people who have been clamoring, who have been talking more about this, get to that position? Why is it difficult?
No.
Let us give it a fair trial so that they will now say they have tried and they failed. They will now know it is a case of
Listen to
the
him.
whole
Listen
constitution,
to
just
him.
like your point.
What he's going to say.
Now, as a people, we must understand that we have not been sincere and fair to ourselves, both at the national level and also at the regional level. There's nothing stopping somebody like Rochas from representing you in the last government. But the same set of Easterners gang up against Rochas. There was nothing stopping somebody like Soludo of becoming the president of Nigeria. If Soludo should come out today to become president of Nigeria, I, as Yoruba man, I'll be number one to be his campaign manager.
Let's bring it back again to the just concluded election.
Divided your region.
Bring it back to
the national.
Bring it back to the just concluded election. Just concluded
election.
Even
refused to unite himself.
Just concluded election.
We brought the P2B, and you saw the inroad he made in the last election. Why was it that the Igbos were asked not to come out and vote? Every time Igbos should go, especially in this Lagos, the so-called Center of Excellence. Why is it the constitution that said that every time, whenever the people of Lagos feel like, they will tell the Igbos, don't vote, go back to your state, go back. Is it consistently? Tell me any time such a thing has happened in the Southeast. Mention the time.
Ask him.
Nobody is disturbing from voting in Lagos.
Now you see.
If they disturb you, how come you're having two commissioners? How come you're having chairman who are Igbo men in Lagos State?
Really?
How come you're having vice chairman who are Igbo man in Lagos State? I think as I told you, if I don't know anything, I know of Amu Odofin and I know of Ajero Mifelu. The current vice chairman is an Igbo man, a core Igbo man.
You are not being sincere.
How did you get to that position?
If
you unite yourself as an Igbo people, you will get the presidency. When you continue to divide yourself because of who you are, you can't get the presidency. It's as simple as that. It's not the problem of anybody. It's not the problem of anybody.
Mr. Okolu, I don't like the fact that you are wrongly.
Did you hear him? Just listen to that statement again.
You divide yourself. You are outburst.
Listen to that
Mr. Bolua, just concluded election.
We brought a P2B, and you saw the inroad he made in the last election. Why was it that the Igbos were asked not to come out and vote? Every time Igbos should go, especially in this Lagos, the so-called Center of Excellence. Why is it the constitution that said that every time, whenever the people of Lagos feel like, they will tell the Igbos, don't vote, go back to your state, go back. Is it consistently? Tell me any time such a thing has happened in the Southeast. Mention the time.
Nobody is disturbing from voting in Lagos.
If
they disturb you, how come you're having two commissioners? How come you're having chairman who are Igbo men in Lagos State?
Really?
How come you're having vice chairman who are Igbo men in Lagos State? I think as I told you, if I don't know anything, I know of Amu Odofin and I know of Ajero Mifelu. The current vice chairman is an Igbo man, a core Igbo man.
You are not being sincere.
How did you get to that position?
If
you unite yourself as an Igbo people, you will get the presidency. When you continue to divide yourself because of who you are, you can't get the presidency. It's as simple as that.
And that makes me
It's not the problem of anybody. It's not the problem of anybody.
Mr. Okolu, I don't like the.
Unite yourself as an Igbo people, you will get the presidency. When you continue to divide yourself because of who you are, you can't get the presidency. It's as simple as that.
And that makes me.
Unite yourself as an Igbo people, you will get the presidency. When you continue to divide yourself because of who you are, you can't get the presidency. It's as simple as that.
And that makes me.
Unite yourself as an Igbo people, you will get the presidency. When you continue to divide yourself because of who you are, you can't get the presidency. It's as simple as that.
And that makes me.
It's not the problem of anybody. It's not the problem of anybody.
Mr. Okolu, I don't like the fact that you are wrongly profiling and.
I'm telling you, we are.
So you divide yourself. You are outburst. You need to check it. You say the Igbos can never get the presidency.
If you unite yourself, you will get it.
You are on national television.
If you unite, you will look how you did. Look how you did for Peter Obi. Look how you united for Peter Obi and you got the figure. If you can unite in the next election, you will get 2027. What we did in 2023,
every one of them sitting there is a bunch of clowns.
you will get it. You 2027, prepare for
You said we are not united.
2027, prepare for you.
Do you see people look at them. Nigeria, look at how they look like. Look at them. These are the one Nigerian is. Look at them. After making noise, they go. After noise making, they go. This is place you want to be part of. God forbid. I thank Chukwu Okike that we have ended it. Every region must wake up. If you don't want to wake up, it's up to you. I don't care what you do. But I thank God for the Biafran people. You have just seen it. This is what the zoo is. Confusion. Before you can debate Nigeria and talk of Nigeria, you throw your brain in the dustbin and take an animal sense and talk. Look at them. Every one of them there, they are empty vessels, talking rubbish, with no solution. They make noise, shout on each other, and they go. We are not part of this nonsense, and we will never be part of it. The solution is for us to go home, and we are going.
Tinubu got it.
Barrister.
Tinubu got it because the Yoruba.
Barrister, please hold on.
Please be sincere to yourself.
Mr.
Meanwhile, the North are telling that they are the one that gave Tinubu the vote.
If you are ready, you will get 2027.
All right, gentlemen.
Along with Peter Obi, you will get 2027.
No, you are not the one to decide.
All
you
right.
are not the one to decide.
Well,
what we are saying here,
we don't appreciate the gentleman. We don't appreciate the profiling of an ethnic group, and we also do not appreciate this sort of outburst. We are here to ask questions and find a solution to a problem. So I would like us to coordinate ourselves in the studio. Thank you very much. Now let's get back to Barrister, please. Thank you. And let's get back to John Akirele. John, do we still have John Akirele virtually?
Yeah, but I'm here. Can you hear me?
Good to have you. Good to have you, John. Now let's wrap up this conversation. Your thoughts now on basically your concluding thoughts on what you've observed so far, and do respond to the question asked earlier if Mr. Sunday Igboho is being sincere or just playing to the gallery, because I'm not sure we got a direct answer to that question.
Thank you very much, Moses. You see, a place where people have bitterness in their mind as a result of historical precedents. And that's what you're seeing happening in the studio. Barrister, on the other hand, is telling you he's a student of history and he never forgets. Mr. Quello, on the other hand, also, listening to both of them, you can see the divide. And you can understand better the kind of mess we are as a people.
You are in
and
a
so
mess.
For me, Sunday Igboho, either you say he's playing to the gallery, or he's saying he's just joking, or he's saying what he's saying now does not really carry weight. Don't forget that it's a seed that has been planted. If it did not pull through Sunday Igboho, mark my word, it will still pull through. It might take 40 years, it might take 100 years, but it will still pull through if the underlying issues are not dealt with. Moses, most of us travel outside the country and we see the kind of treatment we get, even when we are not citizens of those countries. How come in our own country we can have such equality? How come we can have such an enabling environment in our own country? Why must it be that I must be a Yoruba man, or I must speak Yoruba to get a job, or I must speak Igbo to get an Igbo office? So we must get to that point where we rise above ethnic bigotry, religious bigotry, where we look at competence and capacity. Who can do this job well? Look at other countries of the world. When they debate, Moses, they debate based on policies and ideas, not I will do road. And so, if you are talking about failure of leadership, Moses, both the North, the South, Southwest, Southeast, and all part of our leaders have all failed us. And the result of that failure is the agitation you are seeing from left, right, and center. And if these failures are not addressed, Moses, I'm scared to say to you that we are just sitting on a time bomb. That is a ticking time bomb for that matter. So for me, it's a call to action that there should be equality in the land. It's a call to action that at this point in time, we need that constitution review. We need to have a confederation where people can sit together and discuss our constitution. Moses, the one going on presently is the Anioma state creation, where some people feel they are not part of Edo State and they are not part of Delta State, and so they should create their own state. So my question now is there an increase in the geographical territory? The answer is no. It means that it's the same territory, but some people feel they are not part of it. So how can we now have more inclusive system of governance?
All right.
How can we make every region be included? That is what we can say.
John,
we are indeed
before you conclude, interestingly, there's a video I saw some time back, and I think we will be playing that video for you. It was online, so we got it from the online space. In this video, before you get to here, in this video, these gentlemen were interviewed, and from their accent, one can say that they are from the southwestern part of Nigeria. And this gentleman spoke convincingly that they are of the opinion that the president is an Igbo man, and so he's favoring the Igbos. Interesting thoughts, I must say. Well, let's listen to them.
You said the last time that Tinubu is an Anambra.
Yes, you know.
I said Tinubu is an Anambra.
Tinubu mother from Osun State.
You didn't hear that?
Anambra. You know, Navy for his side.
Is that the reason why you said that's the reason why Yoruba are suffering?
Yes,
you said Yoruba are suffering because Tinubu is from Anambra.
Yes, that's why we are suffering now.
Why so Tinubu government can't favor Igbo?
Yes, see the reason. Igbo people, they joined the Tinubu regime, so they no suffering at all.
Igbo people they enjoy.
Well.
But what do you have to say?
It's true. Igbo people they enjoy.
They are enjoying Tinubu.
They are enjoying Tinubu administration. He favor them.
He no favor.
He no favor Yoruba and Hausa, but he favor Igbos.
You said Tinubu is from Anambra. Do you?
He from Anambra cities. His mother from Osun, from
his mother.
His mother Rabiji from Rabiji.
Okay. I can't be a Lagosian.
Don't worry, everybody now can be.
He's a Muslim.
He's a Muslim.
But that's the reason why Yoruba people are suffering the government.
Yes. A father from Anambra from Inewi. Yes. Yeah, with his mother. They meet at Lagos.
Okay.
So that's why
they are suffering because Igbo man, they favor Igbo man.
They favor Igbo man. Yes.
Come. Where did they go?
So there you have it. You do recall that there was a time also that Obasanjo was accused of being from Anambra as well. Well, So these are the thoughts of some Nigerians. You might say they're not very educated, but it goes a long way when you talk about these individuals in Nigeria, these Nigerians having these mindsets. Wouldn't that be a reason for agitation? So if you're talking about playing to the gallery or an actual agitation, wouldn't this be a reason? Because there seemed to be something against those from the southeastern part of Nigeria. Well, let's have John conclude on his thoughts, and then I'll come back to the studio. John, please. One more minute, John. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, you see, for me, it's quite funny, but there is a message in that video that all political elites should learn. And what's that message? Let's have clarity about your background so as to avoid all of these misinformations. Moses, if you are to be a governor, let's know where your father is from. Let's know where your mother is from. So that at the end of the day, something like this will not come up on the social media. Now, because we don't even know the identity of Mr. President, with all due respect, all of these are coming out. Some are saying his mother is from Brgie, his father is from Anambra. He is the only person who can address this issue. And the issue about identity, about credentials, so many issues are hanging. So in the case where leaders are not given clarity, assumptions will take the air. And that's what you have. So going forward, let's do corrections.
All right, then. Thank you very much, John. Let's come back to the studio. Barrister, go ahead.
Now, Moses, you see, one of the reasons why I always, dwell in history is not because I am a history student, but because we have read so many things about this country. We know there are historical antecedents to all our dealings in Nigeria. You see, when problem starts, most Nigerians don't even see it as a problem until the thing now develops into a life of its own and want to swallow all of us. But we forgot that somebody started this thing that we are talking about. In 1952, Zik won an election in the Southwest to become the leader of the Western Region Parliament. What happened? That I'm talking of something that would have destroyed this tribalism and whatever.
Listen
what
to
happened? Awolowo said, no, a son cannot be a slave in his father's house. So how can an Igbo man be a leader in the Southwest? And he called his people, and the rest is history. The people that supported Azikiwe, overnight, all of them were cross-carpeted to Awolowo's side. And when Zik looked at in the morning, when Zik woke up, he discovered that all the people that were with him in the Southwest that have all ran to Awolowo. The man said, okay, no problem. He now ran to the Southeast and told, what's that his name now? The man from Calabar. And told him, please go back to your own decision. That was the seed of tribalism was planted. Moses, is that not true? Tell me.
Your history.
These are leaders. They never thought that this thing will create such a big problem now.
All right, Barrister.
And we are pretending as if we don't know.
Barrister,
you can't bury history. You
Barrister,
can't.
this is your concluding thought.
You cannot bury history.
All right, thank you very much.
So,
thank you very much, Barrister Darlington.
Since that time, has that type of behavior changed?
Let's move on to, let's have Okweluwa.
It has not changed. So let us start blaming the Constitution.
Barrister,
it is leaders that did it for their own selfish interests.
Barrister, thank you very much. Okweluwa, please. Your concluding thoughts. In a minute, please.
Nigeria can move from where we are to where we want to be if we are ready to push for the next level. The next level is sacrifice. Sacrifice from the leaders, sacrifice from the people. The next level is to follow governance in the 21st century.
Okay.
The next level is to unite Nigeria. The next level is to elect a leader with content, not with ethnic color.
All right, then. Thank you very much, Okweluwa Taiwo. Now let's get into another conversation now. Ondo Guba Poll, the Independent Electoral Commission cautions...
Thank you, my fellow Biafrans, for following up on this very program. I appreciate every one of you that have joined. Thank you for your patience to follow us till the end of this very program. And I thank you so much. If you have not shared, please like and share. Make sure you involve other people. The time has come for us to take our freedom into our own hand. Don't listen to any blackmailer. Don't listen to any propaganda. Do not listen to anybody that is going to tell you anything apart from the restoration of Biafra. We are going for our freedom, and that is the only thing we can go for. We can never go below that. It is either Biafra or Biafra. There is nothing else acceptable to us. The only thing we can accept is Biafra. Apart from Biafra, we will not be part of any other discussion. Wherever you are as a Biafran, prepare yourself. We are going home. No man born of a woman is going to stop our exit. Support the restoration of Biafra the best way you can. Support our Prime Minister. Support Mazen Nandekano with your prayers. And I bet you we are going home very soon. Let's hear this message from our Prime Minister before we go.
The foundation for the liberation and independence of Biafra has been laid by this government, and it is very, very strong. We build this particular foundation of the liberation on solid rock. Are you not seeing it? We are not shaking. I am standing very, very strong, making sure that I'm taking the bullet that they are firing at Biafra people, because their target is you. They believe that once they take Mazen Amdekan out of the way, they will come for all of you. That is exactly what is happening in other parts of Nigeria because nobody is there to stand on the way for them. And they are annihilating people, killing them, sending them to IDP camp. I told them, you see this face, okay, deceive very well. To deceive you. The momentum of the Biafra liberation today have necessitated all the discussion you see. Everybody is talking. Release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why are they keeping him? Some of them claim that he was not fighting the way I'm fighting, but you kidnap him. Some of them are now addressing him as a gentleman, but you went and they kidnap a gentleman. They say, oh, he's more reasonable. He's not, but you kidnap him. What were you thinking? All of them contributed money. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was speaking, it was their headache. They couldn't sleep every day. Oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he's destroying Alibo. Oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he's doing this, he's doing that. Today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is no longer destroying Alibo. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is no longer causing problem. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is no longer is the good man. Is the only man now that is very reasonable. And I have not even started because you see what Agaku Nigeria Igwe. Agaku Nigeria Igwe. And you know the next level is by taking all their terrorist barracks, taking all the government houses. That is the next level we will go because it is part of the defense of our land. These places are places where the attack against our people are being planned. Mgbe Usman Danfodio buru agha nke ya wee bata wee gbugide ndị ugwu wee gbuchie ha wee were ana ha. Akụkọ ahụ ihe a na-akọrọ anyị. Akọgide aka ka Usman Danfodio si wee gbuchie ndị ugwu o wee bụzi ya datina onye sizi n'ugwu Hausa wee pụta mụọ agụ ụra n'ala Igbo isisi agbakwana ejekwana dị ọgụ na ọ na-agbakwa daga maka ọrụ ihe a kọrọ anyị ndị a were egwu onye Hausa mụọ agụ ụra ịgbachi ya nkịtị maka na ịma na ọ ga-ama gị daga ana ọmacha gị daga ahụ nwe ihe ị ga-eme ndị agwa were ụjọ wee jide anyị wee na-dagbuo onye ugwu mee gị ihe ịgbachi nkịtị ị na-edi ya mana onye nwanne gị bụ onye Igbo mee gị ihe o wee Biafra mee gị ihe isi ka egbuo ya nkịta nke echi maka na ịma na ọ naghị ama daga. Aga m agwa unu na daga anyị kịta abụrụzi against ndị Igbo. Daga anyị kịta bụ against ndị ahụ bịara ube anyị igbu anyị kwotu Usman Danfodio style. A ga-ama ha ivu eva n'ụwa niile a. Daga niile ha malụ n'ugwu Hausa anyị ga-amakarịa ha nwasef. Ebe a ka anyị nọ amachazi ya ozi onwe ya. We will now begin to idozi ana anyị, dozie ana Igbo, dozie ana Biafra ọ dịla anyị mma maka na ihe anyị na-achọ. Ka ọ dị onye ọbụla na mma ka ihe niile a na-eme na-aga aga. Onye nwere isi ọgụgụ ọ gụọ, onye nwere isi eji alụpụta ihe o mee ya na-alụ ya na-afọ ya na ya na-eme kọmpetishọn n'ọhịa ọhịa na-eme ka ụwa dị mma. Onye ọbụla na-egoli ndewonu.
Thank you so much for joining me on this program. I appreciate every one of you that have participated in one way or the other. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect every one of you. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect our Liberation Army, guide and protect our de facto government, guide and protect every member of the cabinet. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko. May he increase in wisdom, knowledge, understanding, divine protection be his portion. Pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for healing, for strength. We pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for revelation. We pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for good health. May Chukwu come and be with him. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I will see you again tomorrow by the grace of Chukwu Kanu. Thank you so much. Stay safe. See you next time.
Every day, you don't pray for Chukwu Abiyama. So let the wind go today. You win, you win, you win. You win, you win, you win. For Biafra. Raffle in Finland. In exile. Raffle Biafran Republic Government in exile present a fantastic raffle game. Biafran Freedom Raffle BFR is a raffle sales in support of Biafran Freedom, which will be drawn and prizes given at the declaration of the independent states of Biafra in Finland between November 29 to December 10, 2024. BFR is for everyone amazing. Raffle prize is $20. Total winning prize $10,000. First prize, $5,000. Second prize, $3,000. Third prize, $2,000. For more information and to participate, click https://www.biafrarepublicgov.org/raffle. BFR is for 2 months only. Hurry up and buy Raffle says for Biafra freedom today. Buy for your children and grandchildren. Buy for your relatives, friends. Do your part now, because when we give all our needed support, God crowns us with Biafra we long for. Good luck and happy win, Raffle.
Every day we need a man not to walk in Kabiama. Say make we win to them. You win, you win, you win.
The Texas Liaison USA is welcoming our Obataobi, His Excellency Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, to the United States of America, USA, for a town hall meeting. Therefore, we're inviting all wonderful people of Biafra, friends of Biafrans, well-wishers, and all lovers of freedom to this great event. Yeehaw! We move!
Biafra, Raffle Pro,
BFR, Raffle Jingle. My people, follow who no road. His Excellency Simon Ekpa Njoku. Na him they carry us enter Biafra. He they play the show. No be lie. The good guy, Prime Minister of the Republic Government, in exile, went there for Obodo Yibo, Finland. With him government, na him they do the wonder. Say make you join, follow up. He go sweet you for body. Freedom today, better for you and your picking them. I dey tell you, he can still bring ogbonge raffle draw with big money when you go win. I dey tell you, no be lie. Starting from on the 29th of November, go reach December 3rd. Now this thing they happen 2024. I make I shock you. The money, it makes sense well. $20 and total winning prize $10,000. A first prize $5,000, third prize $2,000. BFR. No sit down, no sit down. Look, na dog name. They want from here gather money to build Biafra, where you they cry for sins. You go also win too. No play.
Onye kwuru ka a na-eme agbata obi ya. Ihe kwuru ka a na-eme.